We're live Friday, market movers, short slate. Jay Smooth, what's up, buddy?
Yo, how you doing, Mike? It's always good to be here on a Friday. Uh what's up, Chief? He had to come say what's up. He looks like he's ready to drop a take. But always
Chief.
excited to be here for some market movers. He's vibing today, huh?
Chief is absolutely vibing today. He's throwing it back to maybe a year ago. If you guys watched the early edge a year ago, Chief used to join almost daily.
Yeah.
He has been very active the last day or so. Usually it's when I wear the AirPods because he can still pick it up and it like weirds him out, I guess. So when I'm not wearing them today, but I guess he wants to go outside. He hasn't had a second batch of food yet today, so maybe that's possibly what he's interested in. But
I'm hungry. I'm hungry. That's how I am too when I'm hungry. But anyway.
I that's a fun fact people don't know about me. I typically order my lunch while we're on the stream sometimes. You might think I'm running a different number here in the background. No, I'm just ordering some food.
Placing the lunch order. I do that too. So it gets here like right when we finish and I can just eat when we're done. But yeah, we got some good stuff coming today. It's a short slate, only 16 games, but some fun stuff to talk about nonetheless. I mean, if you watched the early edge this morning, it's a big day for the Sun Belt. We'll break down all 6 games. There's some Big Ten action. I think there's one other decently active conference today. Yeah, the Metro Atlantic, the AA MAC. That's a fun one. There's a lot of fun stuff in there. That's all New York. So we'll get a lot of New York basketball plays in. So if you're here in the state with me, you won't have to be able to play them very easily. But nonetheless, let's get right into it. We'll pull up the numbers and start breaking it down. So yeah, I think that we can just start from the top. There's no like crazy marquee game. I guess the Iowa game against Nebraska is kind of a big deal, but like, is it? And then I guess Penn State Northwestern's kind of the big game. But yeah, Richmond St. Louis kind of takes the cake today, which should tell you about everything you need to know about the slate. But I don't know, Mike. What do we? I have actually a lot of action. I've been doing. Of course I do. I've been seeing the game really well. It's actually been a pretty dang good week for me. We were in Illinois, bucket or two away from back-to-back donkey days. So we've had some fun. I know there were a couple people who were like, I'm in Illinois, so I couldn't take them in the donkey and you hit. And I was like, yeah, let's go. I wish I was in Illinois. But nonetheless, it's been a good week and we'll keep it going. So let's start off with this first game. Oh, and we will definitely drop a donkey today too. So I already got my eyes on like 8 of the games. So all right, Richmond St. Louis, Mike, you taking the points? You like the favorite here? You like the Spiders? You like the Billikens? This is like Charlie Kelly mascot day here.
Yeah, this one is this is tough, right, for me. I don't have a ton of thoughts on it. I think it's mostly efficient where it's at. I have a slight lean on the over. It's a competitive game. I think it's one that when St. Louis is right, they definitely can put up points. We've seen them in a loss to the Bonnies recently, put up 79 in a loss, 90 in a win against LaSalle. They didn't do well against Davidson, but against St. Joseph's, they still put up 72 points. So that's where I am leaning. I lean towards the over. That's probably my favorite way to play this game personally, if I were to play it. But yeah, I think it's going to be a very competitive game.
Give me the points.
Take the points. That's fair. Yeah, you think it's going to be a competitive game as well? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Richmond has not had a successful homestand. Shout out to Jason, who knows that sometimes I've left the show to get food. Very true. Food matters. You need. Look, you can't bet on an empty stomach. You will make bad picks. It's just the truth. You will not think rationally. But yeah, sure. I made these picks last night after I had some pizza, so we're good. There we go. Richmond at home, has not done it. Only 4 covers out of 15 games at home, with 1 push, so 4-10-1. They've also gone under at home a lot. So underdogs and unders here seem to be the move for me. I'm going to stay away from the total. I do have a 0.2 play on Richmond. It's in the Discord already. All the picks that I'm going to go over are already in the Discord. So if you saw those picks, you're only really going to miss like the ones that maybe Mike and I make official show plays. But yeah, no, this is definitely a good spot for St. Louis. They've won 4 straight against Richmond, dating back to 2019. I think they probably can get this done again. I like them a lot. Billikens, symbol of good luck. Spiders, get them out of my house. Let's go St. Louis. Pure mascot betting day there. No, I'm joking. Obviously, I really do like the St. Louis team. I've been very high on them all year. They will definitely be someone I'm betting on in that conference tournament. They do have what it takes. This is a big test. If they can do this today, their threat level for that conference tournament goes up, because this is a tough road test, but I think staying within one possession is pretty likely. They're gonna battle.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Yeah.
For a second I thought you said you played Richmond, but you
No.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense.
It should be a good game. Definitely, maybe one of the best games of the night. So yeah.
Penn State home team. This one is interesting. We've seen a number of different variations in the models on this one. At least I have. Just started glancing at them. I'm relatively close to the market. I do lean in the direction of Penn State at home. The Sportsline model really loves it at this
Penn
point.
State?
Yes. The Sportsline model one makes us all the way up to -8.
Wow. Okay. So I feel a little better about my play here. I took Penn State -118 on the money line last night. I'm not going to bother with the point spread. I don't really want to have to worry about if they can win by 2. I see a 1-point game in the mix here. Last night it was -1. So getting that -118 money line on FanDuel was a really good price point. Other books were offering 125, 122-ish. I'll take 7 cents. I will. I mean, that's just, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, like, oh man, but that's a good line. I'm really happy about it. I will take them to win at home. They have been battling. I know the storyline with them is that they feel like they've been getting the short end of the stick. So with the season winding down and this being a beatable Northwestern team on the road, it's tough. You're going to hear me talk about it for the whole next week and a half, but playing on the road right now is definitely difficult. And actually what's been interesting to see is that the home court advantage in simulations has been dropping. It's down to about 2.3 points now. We were at like 2.7 only 6 weeks ago, 2.5 about 2.5 weeks ago. So it's definitely coming down, which is very interesting, because I feel like it's more about like knowing which teams are going to have trouble on the road and which teams are going to be really good at defending home court, and then trying to find the right scenarios. I don't know, but all right. What's the next game? But yeah, I'm on Penn State to win that game. Money line. I still like -125. They're going to win. I think they're going to win. But Nebraska, Iowa, this is now ballooned to like 13 or something, right?
Yeah, I want to see where this one's at. It was 11. Let's see. The most current
I'm
number.
seeing 13.5 consensus.
Wow. Okay, yeah. It's definitely 13.5 is where it's at now.
Wow.
Wow. This is my closest game of the day, I think. In terms of
it wasn't last night. It wasn't last night.
No, it definitely was not last night.
If you need any more reason why you want to get these lines, get these model sims and look at them and like try to figure out if there's a real reason if a line should be off of them, this is as good of an advertisement as ever, because you could get 11 last night. And I did get 11. And I definitely can't recommend them to Sean has a good point there, Mike. I don't know if you see this, but you actually have St. Louis winning. Which is kind of nuts. So that should probably be a play. But I haven't been reading these models right in a minute. But yeah, I think this is a good place for Iowa at that -11 line. I do not want 13.5. I do not like that we've crossed 12. That's a big number, right? I definitely don't like that we crossed 13 either. 14 is a lot different than pushing at 11. So can't really recommend that one. But it looks like, I don't know, do we want to make St. Louis a market movers play? Or are we okay here? What do we think? I like it, so I'm okay with it.
I'll play St. Louis at +3. Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it.
And a lot of it does use some of their home records and stuff. They've not been a good team at home in terms of covering spreads. For some of those asking, why the number might be where it is. But
yeah. I think it's the right call. There's definitely maybe even a little bit of value on that money line. They definitely have a chance to win better than what's being offered, right? And that's what betting really comes down to. You want to say, are they really, I don't know. we can get into that later. But it's a good way to look at it. If there's value on the spread, there's value on the money line most time, like usually. But all right, let's keep rolling. Niagara Rider. I mean, this is one of the few games I was just like why? Don't even talk to me about this one. Pick them. I can't really choose. My gut does say fade Rider. But they've actually been decent. Oh, they actually lost 3. They're on a 3 straight game losing streak again. So yeah, they might have sort of crapped out, peaked in early February, and they aren't doing it now. This is interesting. I want to look at this conference, see how the Metro Atlantic is stacking up, because we do have a lot of games coming up with this conference. What do you think here, Mike?
I have no thoughts on it, frankly.
Yes.
I was just glad that I was close enough to it that I wouldn't have to bet on it.
I know that's the best. You're like, oh, thank God. Thank God there's no need to say that the model wants this game today. Right. But all right, here's the Metro Atlantic. So the standings in the Metro Atlantic, Iona's out front 14-2, not even close to being caught. Siena, a little surprising at 11-6. Monmouth, St. Peter's 10-6. Then you have this next little bit here with Marist, Manhattan, Niagara, Quinnipiac, and then Ryder and Fairfield are all within like 1 or 2 wins of each other. And then Canisius is kind of bringing up the end at 4-12. But Ryder and Niagara here, these teams are literally 1 game apart. This is a big game for Ryder. I probably lean the home team to get an important conference victory at the end of the season more than I do Niagara, who's shown a little bit of weakness to go in there and get it done. So if you made me choose it today, if you made me bet the board, I would be on Ryder. I don't like saying that, but it's probably the right way to play it.
Interesting.
They've won 3 of the last 4 meetings. It's definitely very interesting there. I don't know. I don't really trust Niagara. I know that's kind of interesting. Riders covered 7 of their last 3 spreads. They've definitely turned it around. They haven't really seen that come to fruition at home, 2-6 against the spread at home, but this could be a little bit of a change there. All they need is a win, and Niagara is 5-8 on the road. So I'll take the money line on Ryder if I had to take a play. But I don't want it. Don't bet it. Don't do it. Yeah. All right. Next game is interesting one. San Diego State, San Jose. This is a huge line. I thought it was pretty accurate. I would probably lean taking the points.
Interesting. Yeah. At this time of the year, I could definitely see taking the points on that.
It's big. It's just a big line for a basketball game at this time of the year, period. And San Jose has been playing better, right? They've definitely sort of been defying expectations in the last couple of weeks. I know we love the defense of the San Diego State team, but you don't even have much of an edge here. Like 4 points is a lot smaller than what we usually return on a San Diego State under edge. And I think that's because San Jose is actually getting a little bit of the respect they deserve on offense.
Yeah, for me, it's a stay away. If you want to blindly play it, and I don't even think you can find 22.5s anymore. With 22.5 last night, it looks like it's 21. Yeah. In some places now. Be a stay away for me, but if you force me to play it, even though I have it at 23, no, I would not play the under.
Interesting. Not enough of an edge.
Yeah, no, it's very, very fragile. When the spread's up here to 22, 23, this thing's definitely going over if the game is competitive.
Well, yeah, and also like we saw yesterday with my really tilting underdog loss with the North Texas game is like if the defense for San Jose is really porous, then San Diego State might not feel the need to slow it down. If they can get buckets at will, they'll just play a fast pace and it'll go higher. I mean, that game, North Texas is one of the top 20 defenses in the country, just like San Diego State is. And that game went over market by 25 points last night. Like that wasn't even close. Crazy. I'm still upset. I covered the North Texas one, but yeah, I think if you think that has a chance to happen, if you like that possibility to happen, it's probably San Jose State. A lot of variance though, right? This game could end out so many ways. San Diego State could end up only winning by 10. They could win by 30. I don't see enough of like a distribution edge on anything to take a side on it. But all right. What's next? All right, Iona Canisius. This is literally the best team in the MAC versus the worst. Like not even close. Like you said, only 2 losses for Iona. Canisius only has 4 wins in the conference. Pretty gross. I don't know. Big number. Probably not worth playing. Canisius, I think, if anything, is the move here. Take these big spreads at the end of the year. I think they probably try to come correct, and they're ready for this game. That's not a full play, but that's definitely my lean.
Yep. Question there. Was there a pick for Penn State? I am not playing the Penn State game. Justin, I believe you had something on the Penn State game.
Yeah, I have the money line. Yeah, I'm on the money line for Penn State. I think that's the best way to play it, even at minus 125. Again, that's a little bit steeper than what I took at minus 118 last night, but it is I like them to win that game at home. They've been sort of, I guess they feel like they've been shortchanged. So I think that they take out some aggression on a Northwestern team that hasn't exactly traveled great. This isn't the easiest travel into that school. They might actually have a crowd. They're not really bad with student sections. They do get a little rowdy. And if this is a big game, which it probably is to them, they hype it up. They get people there. I don't hate Penn State to win. They feel like they weren't getting any calls all season. The coach was quoted like a week and a half ago saying that like his guys are driving the lane, making the right takes, getting fouls, but like not getting the calls that everyone else is getting. So they've been definitely frustrated. The squeaky wheel, man. I don't hate it. I think this is a good Penn State team. We've won on them a bunch this season. I feel like I can see them pretty well. So yeah, let's do that. Next game is another one I really like. I have a play on Princeton. I posted this in the Discord last night in the official betting picks chat. I don't do that too much. So I must like it. Probably going to be a show play here too, though, right? I mean, is -7 still out there, Mike? You have 10.
Yeah, it's -7s are available, I believe, still.
It's a good pick.
I like the over more than the spread personally, but we can play both, or unless you don't like the over, but I like the over.
I do like the over, actually. I think let's do. I'll take Princeton. I can put that on my shoulders. Let's do the over as a market movers play because I was talking about this last night when I'd basically sit down with one of my best friends and do the lines every night. We sort of run through everything. There's some college basketball degens, but we were chatting about it, and the Ivy League all offense. It's all offense. So I'm 100% on board with this one. I think it's the right way to go. Can we get 140.5? I feel it definitely is a little low. Both these teams can shoot, right? That's also another big deal. Both these teams can shoot. Yeah, I'm seeing 141.5. So let's take one. Oh, did it just go up? No, it's been at 141. Okay, over 141 is fine.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find my best number on it personally, but
all right, I'm gonna lock it in too, but we'll call it 141 unless you can find something better.
I think 141 is the best I'm going to be able to find, though. For me, I have to log in at BetMGM.
Yeah, I gotta go grab my face for DraftKings too. Look, this is a little bit of a pause, and this is because we bet the stuff that we tell you we're betting. I don't know what can we do, but yeah, we're gonna go do this. Isn't M squared my best friend? We're getting there. It's slowly happening. I don't think he wants to sit there with me as I go through like 100 game slates on Friday night. I just don't think we're there yet.
I mean, you're getting there. There's a process.
Right.
You start as the secretary.
There you go.
And then you move on.
You run the Discord for a year.
Right.
And then it's all, and then I got to go upgrade to being ball boy at the tennis court for the next 6 months during the summer. And then, then I got to start placing your food orders for the show.
Right. So this one, if you get 141, that's great. I'm playing at 141.5. I missed. Yeah, that's the best I've got. So still playing it.
I'm not seeing it either. Oh,
wait. Yeah, 141.5. Yep, that's the best.
Yeah, I got one more chance here. Let me see if I can what my local bookie has. I've been doing well, so we're having some fun. We're making some bets, making a little money.
Official plays so far, I've got over 141.5 in Harvard and Princeton, and Richmond
Yep.
I mean, St. Louis, I'm taking them plus 3.5 here on MGM.
Oh, nice. All right. So we'll update the official picks and throw them down there for you. So we lose a half point and gain a half point. I'm actually totally fine with that. I prefer to gain a half point on a spread than I do to gain one on a total. I'll tell you that much.
Definitely.
Obviously. Little, Friday slow brain days. But all right. Let's keep moving. We are almost halfway down. This game is very funny. This isn't actually this was played today, technically, but midnight Eastern. So it was technically a Friday game, but this game already happened. So we do not have to cover it. Hawaii did not cover that spread. They won by 9. I believe it was -10. And I almost wanted them to lose. I swear to God, I'm sitting there after that stupid freaking Illinois loss. And I wanted the 2 losses on the donkey so I wouldn't feel like a dummy, but I've got to feel like a donkey all night because I took Illinois. Kyle, you did not miss it. We go down the list. So we're getting into Monmouth St. Peter's now.
We have already talked about it, Jay Smooth.
Oh, shit. Thank you.
It's all right. We're good.
Yeah, no plays. I'm losing it today. Do you move the line at my bookie? Sometimes, like right before I'm about to drop a bet, he switches it on me and doesn't let me play it and asks for more, and then I go to a different book because I don't like that vibe. But it's obviously a computer, so. But sometimes I don't know. It's I'm not that big yet. I'm not like I'm $100 better, so like I'm not like putting down $20,000 on bets just yet. Give me a couple of years. We'll get there. When lines like that Middle Tennessee come along and we got to sweat it out because we're down 6 in the first half, but end up winning it by 10, and we put big money on it. We'll be there. We'll be sweating it out at the Sportsbook Live. But anyway, let's do Monmouth St. Peter's. I actually didn't really take anything on this one. I know it's a kind of I don't really know what to think about this one. These teams are both 10-6 in the conference. Monmouth played a little bit better outside of the conference. St. Peter's coming off a loss. Monmouth has won 2 straight. I don't know. Monmouth has been really nice on the road, 10-5 on the road. They do travel well. This is a battle of New Jersey, right? Monmouth, St. Peter's, both over there. Big technical foul is right. Did I live bet it? I did not. But yeah, I'm staying away. I don't know if you have a feel, if you want to trust your model or if you think it's just sharp enough to leave it. But
I mean, the under would be the only thing I could play.
Mm-hmm.
Easily. The only thing I could get to is the under. Both these teams top 100 in terms of defense, 250th in offense. Play with slow pace, average to slow pace. I like the under if I had to play something in this one.
Yeah, I'd probably stay away. It does seem like it's the right call because, again, with it being such a big game, basically to decide seeding is my guess. It will come down to this. It's probably going to either be a tiebreaker or the winning team just going to have a better record. Again, because they're tied in the conference right now. There's probably maybe 2 games left. I don't know their full schedule at the moment. 30 damn freaking conferences to keep track of. It's like having 30 football divisions at the same time. But anyway, I'd stay away. It could be every bucket matters, so the under would have a good chance. Maybe throw that into like a donkey with an alternate under. Pump the under up by 9 points, get like a 15-point edge for a donkey. But even then, I don't really want to sell the odds that much to get it. So probably a stay away. Arkansas State, Appalachian State, right back into this nice Sun Belt day that we have here down in Texas and Alabama and Arkansas and everything. I like Appalachian. I do. I think they're the better team here. I think they're second in the conference for a reason. They're plus points here. Give me the points. Maybe a money line sprinkle. I'm on Appalachian +2 though. Definitely. They are the better team, and they're going to try to win this because they need it for seeding. They do.
Yeah, I don't disagree with it at all. Mostly right there, but slight lean that way, slight lean towards the under as well. Just things tighten up, slow down a little bit. Possessions become a little more valuable.
Definitely feel like there's some unders here because of these games mattering a lot. It's definitely true. All right. I never retweeted the Market Movers tweet, Mike. I'm slacking today, dude. Big slacking. Oh, look who's got a new profile picture too. It's Mr. Alien McClure over here, Zombie McClure. Zombie McClure. I love it. Anyway, let's get through that, and then maybe we'll talk a little bit about the stupid shit we do with the rest of our time. Marist Manhattan. Now, this is a play I took just because we love it. We love to run it. Manhattan overs, right? I do like Manhattan too. I trust that offense. So I'm going to take the Manhattan team, and I'm going to take their over, both as 0.2 unit plays for me. I don't know if you want to jump on and make the over a show pick.
We'll make the over a show pick.
Nice.
We love.
Let's go.
I got it at 139 flat here. I'm looking to
Wow.
see if I can get 138. Yeah, DraftKings is 139.
I have 139.
Yeah.
I'm only going to get one line.
139. I'm going to play. I'm going to start building a donkey too. We'll have separate donkeys today, probably.
Wow, we're going to get 2 donkeys. Two donkeys coming up at the end of the show. Exclamation point, send tweet. I talk myself through my tweets like a moron. So it's all good. But hey, yeah, definitely think that this over is a great play. There's no reason why it shouldn't be able to get past 139 with the way these offenses go. I like it. Let's do it. Let's run it up. We love Manhattan overs. Manhattan, and they're playing Marist. Marist has been shooting decently too, over 139. All right.
Over 139 in the donkey. It'll be over 133.5.
Okay. Let's just get through these last 5, and then you can give it out, Mr. Excited Donkey over there. All right, we got some more from the Sun Belt. Georgia Southern, ULM. This is one I stayed as far. What's a donkey? Oh, I got you. So it's a great question. Don't feel silly. Something stuck to my foot. Sorry. Don't feel silly not knowing what it is. We basically made it up. And it's sort of taken over a little bit. But a donkey play really was invented to be like, I'm just going to go be a donkey, essentially like be an ass, right? Be like a dummy and go just take the biggest favorites on the board and parlay them together, right? And what that was is it's kind of like a thoughtless way to do it. Anybody can just go find the 5 biggest favorites and combine them together and make a donkey parlay. And that's how it started in market movers like 10 months ago when we did it for baseball season. We would take the big baseball donkeys, string them together, not the donkeys, the big baseball favorites, string them together, donkey parlay, and see if all the expected favorites would hit. And in baseball, because it's really tough to win as a favorite, it wouldn't a lot. But now it's grown, right? We're here now making more calculated donkeys, taking alternate lines that have value in the model and using the alternate line to pump up our edge and then stringing them together, or maybe taking money lines that we think should be higher. So you actually get like a decent EV play in a crazy parlay. So it actually isn't the stupidest parlay betting you could do, even though it was literally designed to be exactly that. So that's the history of the donkey. Little lesson. Put it in the Hall of Fame, Mike. Just get it a bronze bust and put it in the betting Hall of Fame already.
We got Ed in the chat. Donkeys are also hardworking. He has all the donkey facts. It's incredible. I actually love donkeys. Great animals.
Great animals. We're here to do it. I do cap like 300 games individually every single week, so we're doing it. Jason says he has the title for the stupidest betting, and honestly, dude, I'm not going to challenge any of you guys in the chat if you think you're the stupidest bettors. I'll let you have that title, no problem. I know that I'm the second stupidest bettor on this show, and I'm fine with that title. So on to the next, though. Let's talk about Akron and Ohio here. I think this is definitely a money line that goes into a donkey. That's for sure. Ohio should get this win, but I don't know if I trust them to cover. 7 last night was a lot. I left it alone. They could definitely do it if they're shooting hot, but Akron might come in with a chip on their shoulder and try to get this done.
Yep.
Leave it alone. Use it for -325. Donkey leg is probably a good donkey leg. Little Rock, Coastal Carolina is my pick of the day. It is really just... It was too big of a number. We can talk about it because the model was absolutely right. It opened at 6.5 last night. When I saw the line at like 11 o'clock, I ran to the sports line page to post it because it was just out of control value. Little Rock's terrible. Bottom, they're like 330th in Ken Palm. There's only 358 teams in the country. So bottom 30 in the nation. They've lost all their last 3 games by 12. Coastal should be able to get this done because similar teams have beaten them by this amount or more. I don't really like 8.5 or 9 anymore. You can't play it anymore. It's why you got to watch the show in the morning and be in the Discord because, I talk about all my plays. This should be, it's already a win. I know it's not technically money in the bank, but getting that line there is an analytical win. Tim's got a donkey in the Discord.
Yep.
We are churning out the bets right now. I'm having a blast. All right. 2 more games out of the Sun Belt to end it. South Alabama, UT Arlington. These teams are kind of in that jockeying spot, right? Where seeding's going to start to matter here. South Alabama, Arkansas State, UTA, they're all within 1 or 2 games of another. So the 4th through 9th is really wide open today. So this game's going to be really tightly contested. I probably lean taking the points here, but no official play. And then Troy, Texas State is interesting, but I don't know. Do you have thoughts on South Alabama there, Mike?
No thoughts on the South Alabama game.
Okay. Troy, Texas State, I think is interesting because Texas State has won 8 straight and is now going in as the clinched number 1. So they've already locked up number 1 in the conference. They are, I believe, a game and a half up on App State, or 2 games up on App State, who's the number 2. Troy is the surprise number 3. Would I take Coastal at 7.5? My Max says, for like a half unit at that point. I wouldn't go full unit. Anything past 7. I don't want to I don't want to get screwed up by giving out saying it's good the whole way out. But it probably is. They really do have a chance to get crushed by 15 here. So I don't hate it. It's senior night in Troy. I'm taking Troy, Kyle. Good stuff. It's senior night in Troy. They have all the reason to want to win this. They have position at risk. Texas State doesn't. I know Texas State cares a lot to keep this streak alive, but plus money, plus points at home, I'll take Troy, the surprise of the year in the Sun Belt, to keep it close enough and cover.
Nice. I kind of agree.
Okay.
I do think it's somewhat of a fragile spot.
It is definitely. But I think that even though Texas State is going to be like, we got to keep our win streak alive, there's definitely something about knowing that you have first and that this game result technically doesn't matter. Like, as well coached as they might be, it might be in their head as players that they don't need to win this game. And that might just make Troy the hungrier team on the floor at their own court. I like it. I'll take the points. It's kind of, you can cap a little bit by feel right now with this type of stuff in this point of the year and do pretty well because games do matter more to certain teams and certain teams do punt games. And if you feel like you have a small edge on it happening to the team you're betting against, you should bet it. Take your edges and run. But all right, that was pretty good. Should we do some donkeys here? Here are the 3 plays on the show. If you're just tuning in, these are the 3 market movers official plays that will go to keep our 19-9 run going. I think 8.1 units up. So it's been a good month on the show. We'll take 2-1, but I think we all know we want 3-0. So those are the plays. Let's get to some donkeys. Why don't you've been building yours in silence over here, Mike. Why don't you talk to us?
Yeah, I've got 6 legs on it now. I'm debating if I want a 7th. That's the only question.
The ever difficult choice of, do I put another leg on my donkey?
So, that's the question. It's either going to be 6 legs at 0.2 or it's going to be 8 legs at 0.1.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go 6 legs at 0.2. My 6 legs are St. Louis plus 9.5.
Okay.
Harvard Princeton over 135.5. Manhattan Marist over 133.5. Coastal Carolina money line. Ohio money line. and Penn State +6.
All right. So
Plus
let's see.
541.
541. Nice. All right. All right. Let's roll through that one more time. Definitely not because I didn't get them all in. And, you know, if I didn't get them all in, there's definitely people who are going to be happy to hear it again in the comments. Why don't you roll it one more? Come on, talk to me.
All right. I just submitted the play, but it is St. Louis plus
Nice.
9.5.
Okay.
Harvard and Princeton over 135.5. Manhattan and Marist over 133.5.
Okay. So
Coastal Carolina money line.
Sure.
Penn State +6.
Mm-hmm.
And Ohio money line.
Nice. I like it a lot, honestly. Penn State +6 is great. So it's our 3 plays, all with a max DK teaser added, right?
Yep.
And then you took the 2 nice money lines there with Coastal and with Ohio, and you threw in Penn State. Gorgeous. I think that's a great. I might not even put my donkey out because I don't think it's any better than that. You know, mine was going to be the classic donkey of just taking the big money lines. So if you wanted to do that today, I'll do it really quick. Again, you throw Ohio in, so you'd be putting a lot on Ohio. You take Princeton, right? You definitely want to throw in Georgia State. They should beat ULL. You'd put in Coastal Carolina. You would take South Alabama. I look, if you want to throw in Iowa, you can. It's probably not really going to matter. That 6th team there, but you should probably do it. It boosts it from 292 to 336. So we'll take that. And then I'm not going to put in San Diego State. It adds, but you can. It does add like 15 cents, and we'll take 15 cents. But that's 7. That's the 7 heaviest lines of the day. You just throw them in a parlay and you hit send, and that's the classic donkey. So that's the difference, right? So that mine's the old school. Just take the heaviest lines. Anybody can do it. And then Mike is sort of showing you what it's become, right? And how we've sort of evolved it to be both fun, but also like, I guess, has a better chance to hit than what we're paying. And that's what we want to do. So been a great little market movers on basketball. I mean, do we want to maybe talk about some other stuff? But I don't know. How you feeling?
I'm going to try to. I'm airdropping this. I'm going to try to put the donkey on the screen.
Interesting. You want me to stop sharing my screen here?
Yeah, that works. That works. I don't know what I'm doing here in the back end, but we're going to try it out.
Yeah. We're going to go off the rails here for the next little bit and talk about, we could call them expensive JPEGs. We could go even a little further and call them expensive receipts. Speaking,
you mentioned expensive JPEGs and receipts. Here is a receipt. This is my donkey of the day. It is 0.2 for me. You can play it at whatever you would like, but here it is. Okay. St. Louis plus 9.5, over 135.5 for Harvard and Princeton, over 133.5 for Manhattan and Marist. Coastal Carolina money line, Penn State plus 6, and Ohio on the money line.
All right. I got a question for you. So would you, because now we've talked about it, right? We know that FanDuel offers about another 3 points on alternate lines. Would you go jack up St. Louis to 12.5? Would you take the 132, the 130? That's going to reduce the odds from like 200s on most of these lines to past 300s. You're probably going to get to like a 300 parlay. Would you do that, or do you like this better? Like I'm going to
build it on FanDuel right now
and
see what I can get and look for spots that make a little more sense.
Do you like Princeton in this 6 pick on the screen right now? Money line?
The problem is you can't parlay anything in the same game.
Oh, you have the over.
I have the over, so I can't play the Princeton money line. If I wanted to play the Princeton money line, then
one or the other. Okay, I get you. That's probably smart. And this is probably a better likelihood chance to hit at the price too, since Princeton's minus 305.
So FanDuel lets me get 12.5 on St. Louis.
Right. It's interesting extra money.
Yeah, let me grab the Penn State one and see what I can get at Penn State. I should be able to get.
just building. There's some guys hanging out building donkeys on a Friday afternoon.
In-state, I can get 7.5. I do like the 7.5 a lot more than I like 6.
Right.
I will say that much.
Mm-hmm.
The Ohio game I've already put in. Coastal Carolina. We will
I think you
keep
still
that
take the
money
money
line.
line. Yeah, you
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely. Now the overs are what's going to change things a bit. Let's see.
Yes, you're going to get lower lines.
Marist, Manhattan and Marist on FanDuel does not give me alternative totals.
To mount on Twitch here, I'm having the same problem as you. I literally just like, whoa, where's the Manhattan total? And I don't have it. So yeah, I'm gonna go 5 leg on this, and it's gonna be fine. So yes, I will too.
Yeah. So FanDuel does not give me an alt total on Manhattan.
That makes sense. They don't do that on extra games. So okay. So I guess then it might be better to stick to DraftKings maybe here. I mean, yeah.
Harvard and Princeton, I can get it down to 132, but that 5-legger becomes a plus 220. So I'm not
not nearly as big of yeah. Let's keep it this way. Some good research, right? So people know what each sports book has to offer. I'm definitely in on this 5-leg here with the alternate and just leaving out Marist and Manhattan. I do not like that rule. I don't think anybody likes that rule. It's a little annoying, but that's life.
It is.
Do you have that in Tennessee? Can you bet on Tennessee games or no?
You can. Yeah, you still can.
I wonder why it's state to state like that.
Elected officials being elected officials.
And that's all we're going to say on that one.
Yep.
Yeah, no, you're right, though.
I like to call it basically the equivalent of like rearranging my balcony furniture, in a small space, just kind of rearranging it, moving one chair to the other side. That's the equivalent of what many of them do.
Yeah. All right. We have a bonus available. Free $15 same game parlay. Nice. Let's use it for this donkey. Sweet. We're in.
All right. You talking any NFTs? Are you not talking NFTs? What do you want to do here?
Let's do it. I mean, what's the big harm? If people aren't interested, they can go dip. That's fine. I mean, look.
Right.
If it's not for you, we're not going to sit here and try to force anything down your throat. That's not what we're about. I will say before you all dip at the word of it that we have both made a lot more money on that than, well, I don't know about Mike, but I know for me that it's been a lot more lucrative on this side of the aisle for the last year. Mike has a great tweet out there somewhere that's like, you can spend hours grinding for 3% on sports betting, and you can just go flip to like 120% on NFTs in a weekend sometimes. So look, if you're interested in it, we have sort of gotten obsessed, and I don't know. I don't hate our judgment. So we'll talk about it a little bit. If you want to dip out, look, appreciate you hanging for the sports. We know that it's not going to be for everybody, but we are going to talk a little bit about the NFL. We're going to talk about NFL sports stuff. Do you want to? I'm going to remove this from the screen. I think we're done with it.
Speaking of NFL, though, there is an NFL all-day pack that goes live in 10 minutes.
Yeah, so let's see what that looks like. I'm going to actually share my screen so everybody can sort of see what we're doing out here. Let me just get that set up. So here is my Safari screen. We are outside. Welcome to NFL All Day. If you don't really know what it's about, it's like there's digital collectibles. They're digital video collectibles that you open in packs. You get all your favorite players. You can buy specific ones on the marketplace at any time. It's like everything you wish sports cards could be. Yeah, let's spread some good pack luck. I'm going to go get in the pack line. So you go to packs. Anybody can do this. It is fully open. Packs are $49. You have 10 minutes to get into the queue. You view pack. You go to the waiting room, and if you get lucky and you get a good number in the waiting room, you get a pack. And this is week 13. And, it's kind of fun. I don't know. I'm excited for the pack, but, my favorite thing I think is that I'm paying in cash, right? I think a lot of people hate that you have to pay in crypto. And I agree. It's a pain in the ass to pay in crypto. But I don't know. This is a lot more fun just because I can rationalize spending my betting bankroll on stupid NFL collectibles and try to rip a Patrick Mahomes. So yeah,
Yep.
I don't know. It's fun. It's just fun. They're just collectibles. It's like trading sports cards on the internet is the best way that I can describe it. But they just sort of become sports cards for everything. I don't know, Mike. What's your take? What's your bull case? Why do you like them so much now?
I mean, it's just the NFL in terms of the actual product. Is that what you want me to say? What I like?
NFTs, the NFL, whatever you're excited about. Talk to us. I talk about it all day. So
yeah. In general, I'm always excited about it just for the actual utility. A lot of people can't see or understand the utility.
mm-hmm.
I most definitely can.
Right.
And I see it all the time. And I think that we'll see expanded utility in the future. I think that one really interesting thing that we haven't seen yet that I think we could in some of the like NFL all day or NBA Top Shot stuff, potential partnerships and access to events with certain athletes where you must own a rare moment of theirs to get into said event, private event. I think that that is a next step that will happen. Oh man, we might have to stop the show though. Tim says he kind of wants to join the Ballers Club. I couldn't agree more. You need to get a Ballers or a Hoodlum. Those are my two favorites, but great time to get a Ballers right now. I will say that because there are some pretty nice values out there on the board if you want to pull up those real-time listings.
Yeah. So it's ballers are pretty cool. There's a lot of cool traits around them, right? And I think this is part of the reason that Mike and I love NFTs is because it sort of adds betting and gambling and trading into, collecting things that can be fun to have, right? It's like if you could actually like try to trade stocks on like Pokemon cards, and it wasn't difficult to try to sell your Charizard that you bought because you have to find a buyer. Well, now you're instantly connected to your buyers at any given minute and you can list things for a price and you can see like, this guy right here, this number 2695 guy, he was listed 4 minutes ago, right? And he was bought 2 minutes ago. So somebody literally was like, oh, is this getting purchased right now? Yep.
That just got purchased, the sale right there, that second.
Yep. Right. It's been listed for 6 minutes. So people are definitely moving things, selling things in live time. So it's really cool if you enjoy any type of collectibles. I thought it was really easy to move into it. I don't know. Ballers are great. I mean, yeah.
With the Ballers, basically, there's also going to be, there already is an unofficial sim league that basically takes all the attributes, runs simulations, plays games. Mm-hmm. There will be a real Ballers league like that. There's already working on meetups. Ballers access will get you into certain NBA games at certain points, things like that. So that's some of the utility for it. There's all sorts of different cities.
Right. So there's all the different cities here. Mike and I, and actually Noah, and then a couple of even guys from the Discord now have all joined the San Diego Keepers team. You can see all the past purchases that have gone on. There was a sale 3 days ago on the team. A pretty cool looking guy. Zombie a couple days ago. That is a cheap green guy, dude. Wow, what a nice snag.
Or lizard. That's a lizard. Yeah,
it's a lizard. I don't even know. But you can see all of them. There's our boy. Shout out to Rex. Bought that one. I think this one's Stallion Jockeys. So we got guys in the Discord who have joined up. I think this one's Noah's. So you can sort of find us all. Let me see if I can find mine. This is my guy. I got number 23. Had to have it. I don't know why my guy's name hasn't changed yet. I don't love that name too much, but this is my lookalike. Let me get the hair out here. Pretty close.
Justin, answer this question because it's definitely a question I've seen other people ask. The answer is yes, but does the value of each NFTs change? Yes.
Oh yeah. So I mean, this is a hugely speculative market that is probably just as risky as any type of gambling ever. You should not go into this ever expecting to be able to get your money back. And if you don't want to spend money, you're not totally okay with losing, I wouldn't buy an NFT. Like I love NFTs. Like I will say that, but
yeah. it's still a much different risk profile than betting on sports. Like
For
any
sure.
given sports investment, you should expect to be worth $0 3 hours
Yes,
from now, essentially.
correct.
Right.
Right. This would take a couple
So,
months to get to zero.
and more than that, but yes,
Right.
these have built up. It's a very very different risk profile. So what's unique about ballers? You can buy them in U.S. dollars. That is actually the way that you purchase
They go on your
the
credit
ballers.
card. You can put
You
them
can buy
on your
with the credit card, debit card, U.S. dollars. This is built on the Flow blockchain, which will largely be presented in U.S. dollars.
which is the same blockchain as NFL all day, which is
Yeah,
why we like it, right? And you can actually move your balance from one collection to another. So if you want to sell Top Shot moments and buy a Ballers, you don't have to do anything extra. So it's called Flow. And honestly, one of the reasons that I love this blockchain so much is that the founder of the company, Dapper Labs, that built Flow, basically created NFTs. There's really like no one else that can be said like created the ERC 721 code was Dapper Labs. So they basically built that token, the Ethereum something, I forget what it stands for, but it's built on Ethereum, and they did so much with CryptoKitties that they broke the blockchain. Right back in like 2017 or something, they like broke Ethereum. It was a lot less strong, it was a lot less used, there was a lot less volume at the time, but they were so active, the NFTs were so active that they said, oh, you know what, we're going to go build our own blockchain that we can control, that we can change things about. And I believe what they did is they've like structured the data in such a way that there are like 5 different types of nodes that know how to use specific different types of transactions more effectively, so you don't have to go through a figuring out process for a general processor on the network to figure out what's going on. The data is very like well distinguished as the transactions are made, so there's no fees, there's a lot less environmental impact, and it's probably going to be one of the biggest blockchains of all time. We'll see.
I definitely think it will be. It's also, important to note that I am heavily invested in the Flow blockchain, and I'm very bullish on it. Obviously, hold a number of these, a number of other projects here, but very very bullish on Flow in general. They are the first and only to also be in a position to lobby Congress. And that is going to be very interesting and fascinating to see that play out over the next 18 months.
Yeah, definitely very interesting.
Also, I want to comment there too. It's kind of fun to watch the real-time listings there. We've obviously exited the baller screen, but there have been 4 sales since we've been on.
Look, guys, it's Mike.
There I am. There's me. Rarity number 79. I absolutely stole that the other night. Someone listed it for $999, and I think it's the quickest I've ever moved. Have done anything in my life when I tried to grab that, and ultimately it went through.
It is a really, really great one. I mean, you got some killer trades. The devil horns on the zombie are just out of control. With the eye falling out, do all zombies have the eye falling out?
All zombies have the eye. That is part of that trait, but it is the most rare zombie with horns.
Definitely. It's definitely, the horns are really rare. The horns might be rarer than the zombie, it looks like. Like the horns traits go higher up on the rarity here than the zombie traits do. Or maybe not. Let's see. Maybe there's some really rare zombies. But yeah, horns are really covered. This one's crazy, man. Like some of these are so cool. I love the rainbow hair. This project is done by an artist called Some Hoodlum. And
amazing.
Yeah, he's really great. He's done a TV show. And like, this is the cool part, because maybe what the biggest thing that you can do with NFTs, and maybe why I'm most excited about them, is that like anybody can do it. Right? Anybody can apply the things that they love to this technology, and basically, and it sounds very capitalistic, but the world's capitalistic, and that's like, what are we going to do? But you can monetize anything, like we can like, create a token, an NFT, a collection that rewards people for coming and watching our shows somehow. Like we can do things that help people, you know, if you want to have some certain type of interaction with us as content creators, or Sportsline maybe in the future, or like it goes further. If you want to have interaction with the NBA, if you want to have interaction with your favorite bands, if you want to have interactions with your favorite like movie stars, like TV shows, like this is going to be a way to like show fandom in a way. And that's what Dapper's doing with Top Shot and All Day, is marketing them as the currency of fandom. I know at the beginning of the NBA season, like specific collectors who had specific thresholds of Milwaukee Bucks moments were entered to win a flight to go see the ring ceremony in Milwaukee. Right. And it's like, well, what happens in 6 years when they have a special suite for people who have every single Knicks moment in the Garden or something, you know? And are these so far off? Is this way to continue to reward customers for what they've spent? Is it going to slow down? And I don't think so. Ooh, yeah. Talk to us about the music here.
So, and the other thing I wanted to talk about, because I always get questions and comments like, you know, why would you, you know, I own this JPEG now, right? You right click, save it, all of the things. I always tell you good luck selling it, etc.
Right.
I love this project for a couple of reasons. One, it's the first project and first PFP project on the Flow blockchain. There are only 5,000 of them. I'm very bullish on Flow in general, if you can't tell. Very, very much so. On the Flow blockchain, I think the most underrated aspect is their ability and their future ability to lobby Congress and basically write the rule book in terms of regulation that is coming over the next 18 months. Right. Without a doubt, I am very convinced it is happening in the United States. So you look at this photo. This photo is some of the real world utility. These are all shows. You might have to blow it up. I'll tweet it out later potentially. But in the lower corner, since we're talking about sports, if you wanted to go to the Detroit Pistons and Toronto Raptors game on March 3rd, that is available to someone with a hoodlum. You just have to sign up and you get to bring your +1 in to the game. Same thing, Phoenix Suns, Orlando Magic. And then up here, all these shows. We've got shows in Boston, Chicago, multiple in Vegas, New York City, Wisconsin, Minnesota. All of these shows you will get in free.
NFT. Right.
The other night, someone went in to see Steve Aoki in Vegas at Omnia Nightclub because they have a hoodlum.
Right.
And that hoodlum you can go scoop up for $700 right now. That gets you in. That is cheaper than what you would have spent trying to get into that show in that capacity.
Yeah, probably. And, you know, it's very, I think there's just so much application, right? And there's so much that you can do with them. There's been a lot of examples. So there might be, you know, everyone's heard about the damn Bored Apes by now, right? And everybody knows they're like $200,000 or whatever. And it's like everybody's in this club. Bieber, Post Malone, Future, Gunna, like, you know, you can keep going on. Paris Hilton, all these celebrities have joined up because it's like a status symbol now. But the idea is that they can be that. They can be flexes, and people love luxury items. But then also you could use it as a way to get into a community. Like imagine you are really into gardening and there's a flower NFT that comes with an access to a gardening Discord, and you just find a home with the people in that Discord and you relate to these people because you share an interest and you all really like the flower NFT, and there's like a gardening section and you would make gardening friends. Like this is a far out example, but that's what's happening in this world. People are joining flunk donkey communities and meeting other flunk donkeys and making friends on Twitter and engaging with people and having a good time. And after that, you know, it's just an entertainment budget. What, you're not going to go spend $40 on a cartoon donkey to go joke around with us? Like, okay, you don't have to, but we're having a good time and we're enjoying it and we get to be a part of the club. And then the next cool part is that like the club essentially gets to have a group community wallet and a way to make decisions. You know, like you use your tokens as decision makers. So you can almost have there are things called DAOs that are decentralized autonomous organizations that use NFTs to make votes. So there's just so much that can be done. And you're just getting to the tip of the iceberg and how we're going to apply this technology in the future. So I'm very excited, obviously.
Very excited. I love it. I'm dropping the link to the hoodlums just for fun. But where you'll want to find them is on the Sturdy Exchange marketplace. But you could read about the hoodlums The reason I want you to do that, you could click on Some Hoodlum, learn a lot about that, see all the clients he's worked with. Very, very impressive work from
So
him.
I'll give out some alpha. This is a collection I really like on Solana. Somebody asked, Nick, shout out to you. This is a really cool project. And I like music NFTs a lot. I think music and video games and NFTs are going to be huge. The next frontiers in this technology and how they're going to take over the industry slowly. I mean, I don't know if you're into numbers, the idea that like NFTs did, I think like 200 million sales in 2020 and then $20 billion in sales in 2021, that should just perk your ears up. Like, yeah, I don't care if you think it's stupid. If you see a market going like that, like it's foolish to ignore it at this point. It just is. And I've been in it for a year and I've only grown more convicted that we're never going to stop. The same way that I feel about the internet, it's the same idea. But I really like this one because you go and you buy these little music guys. And let me go show you. So you go on Magic Eden. I don't know the price of them right now. Oh, $35 or so, a little less. They were a lot more when I bought in. I'll tell you that. I spent about $200 on each of these things. So I'm kind of down bad right now. But you go to Magic Eden, you click on them. I don't know if you're going to get the sound, but each of them is a recorded sound that an artist actually made and submitted to the project, and that artist gets the royalties on every trade of their specific sounds, and then you combine each instrument to make a band. And so you like try to find, let's see if I can hear it. Can you hear this, Mike?
No.
It's just a bass.
Okay.
So you have a bass riff, right? And then you're just going to go combine it with like some guitar riffs and like that was a bass. So you go find a drum riff and like he's got his own thing and his own rhythm to him. That one's not very good. You just find the ones you enjoy. But that's a fun one. I think it has some potential in the future. I do like Solana. I actually probably need to dip out because I do have to go talk about some NFT stuff in the Moment Ranks happy hour stream that we do every Friday. So I'm going to just go keep talking about the NFTs I like. So if you're interested, come hang out with us on Twitter, but we'll see you next week for some conference tournament ballers. Conference tournament market movers. I can't even talk. Tim's diving in. Let's go.
Tim might be diving in on the ballers. Let's go.
Join San Diego, bro. You got to be on San Diego, at least one on San Diego. And hit Mike and I up. We'll help you get a good one. My guys suck at defense, and Mike doesn't let me live it down. So
we'll talk about it on Discord though too. Hit up the NFT general channel over there on Discord if you want to chat more. Ask me a question. Ask Jay Smooth a question. Very happy to help. It's really not
pretty
as
busy. Like it's
intimidating
tough
as it might seem. It seems intimidating initially, but once you get in and play around, it is
Definitely
not
a lot of fun.
That scary. All right, guys. We'll see you soon.